Well, good morning, everybody. I'm so glad you could make it today. Can you believe that we are in week 3 of Things Happen in 3 in our September journal? September is just scooting on by us. And so I just wanted to say thank you for continuing to watch me. Make sure that if you're following us on YouTube that you hit subscribe and notifications. If you're in Pat's War Room, make sure to share. And if you're watching us on the reel, continue to enjoy us and follow along. I love it. All right. So with this warning, when the deeper you get, it's just like the car analogy I did a few days ago. The more mint green cars you see, the more you do when you think you're the only one that's going to have a mint green car on your street. I found the story of Saul to Paul. Now, we all know about the conversion of Saul to Paul, but, and if you don't, Acts 9 is a great place to start, but I had forgotten completely, because it's the little details that sometimes, we don't forget. Remember the big things. There was a huge conversion, and he was a mighty warrior for Christ at the end. But he had been blind for 3 days. He had to be walked back into Damascus as if he were a child. He didn't eat for 3 days. He didn't drink for 3 days. He couldn't do anything for himself for 3 days because he didn't know how to do anything for 3 days. He realized if he was going to survive in the new world, because he was now blinded, that he was going to have to relearn everything. That his hatred for one man that he was so blinded by before he was blind was going to have to change, because he couldn't be so blinded by that hate that he had in him so much that he was going to have to release that hate just so he could survive in his new world of being blind. And I just wonder, how many Sauls are we out there? How many Pauls have we become? And so I leave that with you. It took 3 days for Saul to become Paul, and for Paul to become a mighty warrior for God. So are we Sauls, or are we Pauls currently? Read Acts 9 to find out what happens. All right, so as always, in our morning devotionals of Things Happen in Threes, we are on September 19th. We're going to start with our 3 people. And who are you blessing this week? Who are you praying for? Who are you messaging? Who are you uplifting this week? Who are you reminding that they are not alone? That there is someone that's with them, that's standing with them, beside them. Because we know how we feel when we feel all alone. Make sure somebody out there does not feel all alone out there today. And then, of course, the second thing that we do, because we want to bring God's word closer to us, is we read his word, we write his word, and then we apply his word. So our verse for the day is going to be 1 John 5:1-1. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ is born of God, and everyone who loves the Father loves his child as well. So make sure now that we have read it, or you have read it here, that you rewrite the verse here. Now talk about what that verse means to you down here. Share it. Sometimes when we read a verse, it doesn't trigger much. It's just a verse. And other times it brings about a whole new meaning. Write down what that means to you here. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and flip the page. And over here in the notes section, we're going to write down something good that happened yesterday. What was something memorable that happened yesterday? Something good. Remember, something good had to happen. It doesn't have to be a great, big thing. Sometimes it can be just a little trivial thing. Some of you know I'm a teacher, and I'm just going to share my good thing that I wrote in on Friday morning is I had been having technology issues. could not get into the part of our program that allows me to email my students. And there are specific emails I have to send out every week. And if I don't send it out by Thursday, my students start to worry about, are we doing it? Are we not doing it? What's going on? I need it. And then finally, I found a backdoor way in to get in there. And I had one student actually reach out and tell me how amazing it was and how amazing I was, because most people would have just given up and just say, hey guys, sorry, can't do it, email's not working. But they were just so amazed that I was persistent. And so it was just nice to hear, because let me tell you, math teachers don't hear too much how amazing they are. So I noted that as my good thing for the day. So what was your good thing that happened yesterday? Make sure you write it down. Keep track, because we're going to keep track for the whole month of September. All right, guys, it was great to catch up with you today. I'm looking forward to catching up with you again there. Have a good Monday. Bye-bye.